The miniature painting hobby space wouldn't be complete without some New Year's resolutions that you're not going to keep, and neither am I. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my miniature painting and collecting New Year's resolutions that I promise I'm going to attempt to keep at least, and I also want to hear yours as well. So let me know in the comments, what are your New Year's resolutions when it comes to the tabletop gaming, painting, and miniature hobby. So my first one is, and this should really be a pretty obvious one, is that I'm going to do some more tabletop gaming. The back end of 2022, I finally got into tabletop gaming, actually sitting down with a group of friends and doing some wargaming, and it was great fun. We were using a one-page rule set to do all the fantasy stuff, doing some skirmish games, and then we tried out a couple of battle games as well. It was really easy to pick up, and I definitely recommend at least giving their rule set a try. I've also committed some heresy and the Emperor will strike me down, but I've picked up some Age of Sigmar stuff, and it comes with all like the little mini rule book, and I've got the rule book coming. Granted, you have to pay for like all the Games Workshop rules stuff, but I've heard some really good things about things like Warcry and also the Age of Sigmar game as well. It's apparently going to be pretty good, especially if you want to get into the more campaign side of things. So I thought I would give it a go. This box set didn't really cost as much as I was expecting. It was like £32 off of Amazon. Like I said, comes with like a mini rule book, some artwork, also some models as well. So all in all, it was a pretty good set, and I wanted to just try it out. If there are any games that you recommend that I give a go, let me know in the comments. What have you been playing? What sort of things are relatively easy for groups who haven't been tabletop gaming for a long time? We've been doing bits of D&D and some other board games as well, but I really want to get into that wargaming side of things. So one-page rules so far has been great for us. Definitely going to try out the Age of Sigmar and Warcry stuff as well. Let you know my thoughts as I go along. The next one, which is kind of linked in with this, is I want to just paint and collect some already made produced miniatures. That was a really long way of saying stuff that's not 3D printed. See, the channel's all about 3D printing, so I will continue to do that. But there are some really fun sculpts out there, and I love the look of stuff like that. I also got this just before Christmas, which is really just a massive grey pile of shame. And I love Skaven, I love all the Ratmen stuff, so I'm definitely going to be having a lot of fun with this. If you want me to do a project on it again, let me know in the comments. We're going to have a lot of fun painting this. And that brings me on to, so obviously wanting to collect some physical prints. I also want to discover other like manufacturers out there that already made pre-made miniatures that I just smashed on the floor. Yeah, but they already make pre-made miniatures that you can just buy from a shop, whether or not it's online or like a hobby store as well, and cover some of those, because at the moment I pretty much just do all the 3D printing stuff. I'd love to discover some stuff that's already made that just anyone who doesn't have a 3D printer can go off, buy, order, and try out. That'd be just a lot of fun. And also, I've just shown off my addition to my grey pile of shame. I want to erase my grey pile of shame. And to be fair, this year I've actually been really good at getting rid of the vast majority of things that I haven't painted. I have painted up most things. I also have a hard drive of shame, which is filled with all the 3D printing files that I haven't quite got off to printing yet. But anything that I had kicking around, I've only got a few more things that I need to paint. I did add to them, so that's going to take some time. But I want to get rid of that grey pile of shame and try to only buy things that I am going to paint. 3D printing aside, because that's just never going to be the case. But literally, any physical miniatures that I get in, I'm going to paint up. That's my commitment, so make sure you hold me to it. And the next one on the subject of painting is, I want to use more than just contrast paints and army paints or speed paints. They're like my favorite paints. They are my go-to paints. They are so easy just to pick up and slap some colors onto a mini. And for what I do, they are incredibly helpful, because obviously I do lots of different sets for the channel, and I get sent stuff that I kind of review and I try out. And if I didn't have army paint or speed paint, or like my Games Workshop contrast paints, I just wouldn't be able to do it, because they help me to get colors onto a mini very quickly, get into a tabletop standard. So without them, I'd be doomed. And I'd also hate the hobby because I don't really like painting with standard acrylics. However, recently I have tried to do different things and push what I can do. And I've shown off a lot of stuff when it comes to speed painting. And now I want to be able to learn how to go from that speed painted stuff to the next level, and then share that with you guys and bring you along on the journey as well, because I am not at that expert level, and so many channels out there are dedicated to showing you how to do these incredible things that I just can't do, but they've already got that skill. So it'd be quite fun to take anybody else who's maybe in the same space as I am up to that next level. I might not be able to, but I guess we'll find out soon. And I recently did these by Highlands Miniatures, and I spent a lot of time doing the skin on, like, especially this first 5. And it took me hours and hours just to get the base coat of skin down because I was using standard acrylics, I was using too thin coats as you're meant to do. And then I went over with a wash and then I brought them all up, did a lot of highlighting. But I love the look of these. I think they're fantastic. I had so much fun with them, but they took me forever. So it's gonna be a learning curve for me. One of the reasons I want to do this as well is not hating on contrast or speed paints. I think they are fantastic. They're an amazing tool to have. But I often find that my minis come out almost a little bit desaturated. So the colors just aren't as vibrant as I would like. And I see other people's minis sometimes. I know I said before, like my painting thing is don't compare yourself to other people. But for the most part, that's fine because a lot of my stuff is fantasy minis. They don't need to be saturated. They don't need to have these bright, vibrant colors because it's a lot of undead stuff. But when I was doing some other units, sometimes I was just looking and going, it's hard to pick out the details on the tabletop and stuff like that. So I do want to play with standard acrylics, move away a little bit from my speed paint stuff, but I am always going to use those probably for my first base coats because that's just what they're fantastic for. So that's it, I'm going to up my skill when it comes to painting. I'm going to attempt to up my skill when it comes to painting. And honestly, that is pretty much it. I say that's it, but that's actually quite a lot. I'm going to learn how to actually do some tabletop gaming, find time to tabletop game, move away from speed paints, collect some physical minis. Yeah, let's see how all this turns out. But honestly, I had a lot of fun last year learning how to use my 3D printers because I literally have only been using them now for about a year. Learning how to paint again because it's been since I was like a kid, and obviously you could probably tell I'm far from being a child, apart from the, you know, the Pokemon stuff that I'm wearing and the toys that surround me. So yeah, it's been a great fun year. Now it's time to take all the basic stuff that I did and kind of up it a little bit. If there's anything you'd like me to do as part of this channel as well, let me know. You know, just throw it down in the comments. If there's stuff that you want me to explore, if it's 3D printing, is it crafting, is it part of the painting process? What would you like me to do? What would you like me to explore? And I'll kind of put that together. So thanks for coming along for the ride last year. Let me know what your hobby resolutions are down in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see what you guys are doing. And always head on over to my Discord channel as well. We all chat all sorts of different things there. People sharing their New Year's resolutions in there as well. So that'll be quite interesting to see. You know, come along, have a chat, get to know us, maybe get to share some bits as well that you do and share your projects and all of that. If you want to support the channel going forward, head on over to my Patreon page. Really appreciate it. Anything I get through that goes straight back into the channel, go towards getting some of those physical miniatures as well, so we'll see how that looks. Thanks again, and I will see you in the future for some more 3D printing, painting, tabletop, miniature, all those different things that are going to be content. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.